Hello everyone, I'm Kibitz and welcome back to Satisfactory, where our main base now has an actual roof. And after playing this world for like 1,000 hours, we're going to be using all of the resources I've gathered here. Because past Kibs was like, oh hey, I'm gathering up some bauxite. Let's just get everything else from the biome and bring it to one location. Yeah, good idea. Future Kibs will know what to do with everything, for sure. Well, now I'm Future Kibitz, and yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing here. We have tens of thousands of items being brought here per minute, and ironically enough, we don't want them here. We want all those items on the other side of the world over there, because over here is what I call our final factory, where we'll build the rest of the space elevator parts and beat the game. Wow, cool story, Kibs, but what do we do now? Well, this is a Satisfactory map here, and my big concern is bringing all those items from where we're at now to where they need to go. And the plan is to compact all of these different items. So for example, we have 13,000 coal per minute being brought here. But if we just do a little bit of processing and turn the coal into diamonds, and then further process them into time crystals, we turn the 13,000 items per minute into 450 items per minute, which is way easier to transport. And now we have to do the same thing with everything else. And what we'll be turning all that stuff into is a problem for future Kibs. Who is me? I am future Kibs. We have to figure that out today, okay? Okay, so what do? Well, step one is usually just do the easiest thing first. Since we have all of these time crystals around, one of the things you can do with time crystals is you can make them into dark matter crystals, which is our big plan. So we'll be able to use the time crystals, and then we'll also be able to use some of our SAM and combine all of those resources. So the dark matter crystal recipe we want is the dark matter trap one, which takes the crystals, dark matter residue. We get those dark matter crystals, easy peasy. For the residue, we just have to convert some precious purple lunchboxes into that gas, and we get those precious purple lunchboxes by compacting the SAM to reanimated SAM. And this kind of highlights what I'm after. We have 120 SAM per minute, goes to 30 SAM per minute. Then I guess the items technically like expand, but then are combined back into dark matter crystals. The numbers are a little wonky though. Okay, this is way better to illustrate. We're just in Satisfactory Modeler. It's a free program on Steam, but essentially, yeah, we just combine all the SAM and we turn 4,500 SAM into way, way fewer items. Well, I guess kind of. We're actually gonna be using Somers loops here as well. So still, it's like 2,000-ish items. But yeah, this will be our first step today, where if everything's fully overclocked, we need 6 particle accelerators, about 9 of these, and 15 constructors. No problem at all. And we have plenty of space for all of our activities. And I guess we can just start right over here. 15 constructors is no biggie. So fully overclock, Somers loops, gimme, here you go. SAM is one of the most valuable resources in the game for us. So that's why we're using our loops here. Very, very, very mission critical. But that is our 15 constructors. No biggie. We have a bunch of converters on the other side of the room. So I was like, hey, you know what? A bunch of converters sitting pretty right here would look pretty good. We only need 9 of them though, and 9 is not a great number. No, 4 fits perfectly, but we need more. You see, I want this to be centered with this big glass thing that's in the middle here. Oh, my rule of cool. We will have to make things work. I don't know how, but we will make them work. I'm just setting up the machines right now just so I can kind of get an idea of what we're doing. Anyway, we'll make it 10 converters in here. Maybe we'll move the paths around and these machines around. I think we'll have enough space though. The big concern is the particle accelerators. We need 6 of them, right? But I bet we could fit 9 in here. 3 rows of 3. I'm just thinking future Kibs would like the nicer numbers. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and we can absolutely fit them in. We'll have, yeah, 3 rows of 3. And I guess we'll have to underclock them because fully overclocked, we only needed 6 of these machines, right? Oh gosh, which would be horrible. 375, not a fun number to work with. The Mark II pipes hold 600 fluids or gases per minute. So if you can get these numbers to work with the pipes, life can be a lot easier. So okay, we'll overclock things to 200%, and then we'll make pipes of 600 dark matter residue per minute. This goes to 250. Oh, wait a second. Can this go to 250? How do we do that? 167. Oh, I'm so smart. No, it's just I've done so much math in this game. I know the numbers. I know the numbers. I know them. That works out great. It's just one converter then to one of the particle accelerators. But then how many particle accelerators do we need now? I guess we can use the time crystal numbers. We have 450 time crystals, divide by 50. Oh, what, that's 9. That's 9. I don't need a calculator. I have my brain. That's perfect. We wanted to have 9 over here anyway. You see, it's all coming together. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. And the Sam waiting down here on one of our many belts. Thank you, past Kibitz. Nope, that was my first mistake, trusting past Kibs. What a goofy lad. He thought he did the numbers right. I don't think so. Each of these constructors makes 150 items per minute. That's 2,250 Sam or precious purple lunchboxes. So I have to split up the belts here, and I built all this wrong. Whatever, I'll fix it. I can fix everything. It'll be fine. That's literally the company name, Fix It, okay? Good news is, centered the machines. They're looking really cool. Big fan. The constructors are all set up. Things are belted. I'll just have to fix that one belt. And I have a bunch of bouffars for dark matter residue as we prepare to pipe those into all of the particle accelerators. It should be pretty straightforward. The pipes are 500 pipes for the most part. And again, besides this one pipe in particular, we just take one of these, scoot it on into there, split it on up, and set that into the next one. So no problem. Great thing as well is the time crystals. We worked on those last time. They're sitting pretty from all of those machines. Just on this belt, going over here. And then we just have to do a giant overflow system to send them into the particle accelerators as well. And you better believe if we're building with loops, we gotta go through the loops. We gotta thread the needle. It's pretty much the law, right? If you're building with the particle accelerators, you gotta build through the loops. Dare I say, it's practically on brand nowadays, right? Shout out to the Starforge. You're my precious and will always be one of my favorites. Favorites ever. And if you want to check that out for yourself, I just recently made a world download available on Patreon, so you can support me over there. Get the link. It's a great time. Not great time is the system is online. However, there is a very kind of expected problem, actually. Good news first, though. Everything is moving and grooving. All of the dark matter crystals are going through the loops and being combined over this way onto one belt, which is sending them off into the awesome sink. Because we don't need them yet, but we will need them soon. Now, as for the problem, well, problem is that we have an item issue. How do we have an item issue? Well, we don't have enough. How do we not have enough? Because past Kibs was a little goofy guy. No, not a little goofy guy. He was a big goofy guy. He did not set up bins, bouffar bins. You see, when you're working with trains, right? The trains, they can carry a certain amount of item per minute and unload a certain amount of items per minute. So if you want to be like fully efficient, you want to unload things as fast as possible from trains, ideally into big bins. So you go straight from the train into a big bin as a buffer, and then the items can scoot away. Because when the train is unloading, no items leave the station. They're stuck, they're trapped. It has a hiccup in production. And yeah, we gotta add in all of the bins. And past Kibs left me a little note about that. Thank you, buddy. How do we add in the bins? Because yeah, again, without the buffers in the bins, we're not getting the proper amount of items per minute up here, and the systems don't work properly, and it's a whole thing. And well, I can tell you this much, we are not fitting in like a dozen bins up over this way. There's just no way. Rebelting all of this with the space we have, I don't think so. Do we do the binning downstairs? What's behind door number 1? Oh, this could kind of work maybe, actually. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe for some of the trains over this way, we just go downstairs. However, for over this way, there's a lot more business, okay? There's a lot more business. There's like all of this. There's belt work, there's like elevator, there's all the loops here. We have our main pit. I don't really want to ruin the aesthetic. So the plan will be, we move upstairs into our current workspace. What? Oh, wait, no, this is a subfloor. We're making pressure conversion cubes here. No, we go for real upstairs, up to here, where we've been working already, and we set up a bunch of bins this way. So these belts that are over here connect directly to the trains downstairs, and so we'll just have to reroute like everything here into a giant row of industrial storage containers. And after we reroute everything, I'm gonna need to test each belt going into an awesome sync to make sure the numbers are accurate, because I do not want to run into throughput issues ever again. Ever. So good luck to me. And also, curse you, me. Why couldn't he know about belt throughput issues with trains in the Mark 6 belt stuff? How did he not predict this? How could he not see this coming? How can he not predict every single thing that will ever happen? This is the same thing that happens whenever I buy lottery tickets. It's like, how was this not the right number? And I berate past Kibs. That's a total joke. Don't buy lottery tickets, my gosh. Gambling is such a plague right now. But good news is all of the belts have been measured. I know exactly what's going on now, and we'll be able to make like a proper list of what we have. Even better, I fixed up our previous systems, and all the loops and converters are running very well. We are happy. No problems anymore. Oh, except for, you know, the obvious one. And that is, what the heck do we do with everything that's left? Because there's still thousands of resources here that we gotta deal with. Well, it's the same kind of thing we did with the coal, right? Where we take the coal and we compact the items. We had like 13,000 in SAM items per minute, and that was compacted to 900 items per minute. So we have to process this stuff into something. What that something is, well, that's what we're gonna figure out right now. And what I'm looking at is we have about 3,000 rubar per minute and a ton of quartz. So probably crystal oscillators? Crystal oscillators are made in manufacturers, and there's an alternate recipe that I pretty much exclusively use called insulated crystal oscillators. Takes quartz crystals, rubar, and AI limiters. And since we have rubar, I suppose that's our limiting thing, eh? So let's go back into Satisfactory Modeler and see what we can do here. So crystal oscillator, insulated. Yes, please. We know we have 3,000 rubar per minute. And with 3,000 rubar, do we have enough quartz for the project? Well, we have raw quartz, yes, but we don't have enough raw quartz. We have about 4,500 raw quartz. We need about 5,000. But we could do some shenanigans and just make more quartz. Oh, no, not 5,000 quartz total. No. Clear that out. The difference is we need about 1,000 raw quartz. That's about 2,000 coal and a few purple lunch boxes. Not too bad, especially when we use more loops. That's totally possible. We actually have some leftover coal as well, because we actually ended up using about 11,000 coal for the dark matter crystals, so all that is fine. The big problem is the AI limiters. Now, I almost always use this recipe, and you know, 420 AI limiters? Little crazy. Mostly because our world is practically out of copper, and that's not good. It's real not good. With all the best recipes though, still about 860 copper per minute. We have 600 copper ore being brought into the main base. It's one of the final sources, so maybe we could make more. Like, I mean, we actually have some sulfur at base. Then we just bring that over to here, and 300 SAM? Not bad. We have the sulfur, also not bad. So this is possible. The quick wire though, usually like to use the fused recipe. I don't think we can do that. With the best recipes as well, this would have to be SAMmed. About 600 SAM now, 2,000 sulfur. That's looking a little unreasonable. At least we have Caterium ore. What? That's not a good number. We have 250 Caterium ore, okay? This is not good. Maybe we don't do this. Maybe this is a little unhinged. Achoo, achoo. Back in Satisfactory here, what do we got? We have a little bit of water. Again, we have the sulfur, not enough Caterium. I'm not sure. This is where things get tricky. A crazy idea is we could use the plastic AI limiter, right? Okay. That takes plastic, so long story short, we're gonna just need oil. We have a recipe, or at least recipe chain, that takes 1 crude oil and can turn it into 3 plastic. So that'd be about 500 crude oil to make that work. Possible, that is possible. Our big issue is this, the quick wire. 1,285, still a lot with these recipes. 2,500 raw deuterium? Not good, Chief, not good. Wait a second, my brain, it's remembering something. 1,200 per minute. Long ago, in ancient times, I think past Kibs tried to prepare something. 1 second, I will investigate. Yes, now I'm starting to remember. It was when we're working on the Star Forge. For that, we're making nuclear pasta, we needed a bunch of copper for it, blah, 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 blah. While we were working on that though, I set up some copper powder and gathered up a bunch of deuterium from around here. So there's like a pure node over there, there's a pure deuterium node over here, and yes, bud. We have all of that deuterium being processed in these refineries and then sent to a train which I never ended up sending anywhere. Do you know what that means? Past Kibs has left us with 1,200 deuterium per minute ready to use and exploit. Past Kibs, you know what? Points, bud. You did good. You did good. Well, I think then I'll just quickly steal all of this. Thank you very much. Shoo. I stole everything, Smile, and I just sent it on a belt all the way over to our main base, then brought it all the way upstairs. And with that variable, I was able to figure out a proper plan. And this is it. It's very insane, absolutely, but it will work out. So AI limiters, right? We're gonna be making 420 of those per minute. We're not gonna use up all of the rhubarb, but the rest of the numbers work out pretty well, just with 420 per minute. Also, haha, funny drug number. And sometimes sacrifices have to be made. For the AI limiters, that will be using the plastic AI limiters, so 6,300 quick wire. We already have the full belt of ingots, so we just have to smelt down the rest of the ore we have available, and that's done. The plastic though, well, we're gonna have to ship over like 400-ish oil and turn that into the plastic, which also isn't like the end of the world. We've built this oil setup 100 times in like 100 different videos, so we'll just quickly flip that together. But then I realized we had one big problem, which is all of the aluminum. We have thousands of it available and just kind of sitting ready to go. And I don't really want to ship it on a train. And also, we are converting more bauxite on site. And we have, I think it's 1,500 bauxite per minute ready to turn into aluminum, as well as 2,000 copper per minute, which we also set up at an earlier point. And I didn't really account for this stuff in the planning numbers, but it kind of works out now, where we could process all of the bauxite, no biggie. And since we already have the oil being brought in, we only need 400 oil for this process, right? So we could spare 150 to process the aluminum. We need the oil for petroleum coke to use this electrode scrap recipe. That makes all of our aluminum scrap, and we process that into ingots. Then we can use some of the extra copper to turn the ingots into their final products: aluminum casings and alclad aluminum sheets. Oh, but wait. We don't have an extra 1,000 quarts per minute on site. Like, we could convert more, but we don't have enough coal either. Change of plans then. We have like 6,000 aluminum ingots ready to go, so we'll just turn them into the casings and send those off on a train, along with the extra aluminum ingots. As for all the processing stuff over here, oh geez, I don't know, man. Maybe we could package alumina and then ship that out, and definitely we would package the excess oil. I'm not sure about any of this just yet. So okay, here is the plan. I'm just gonna ship the bauxite. We're gonna put it into a train, let her rip. All of the deuterium is gonna be used for the crystal oscillators. We're just gonna ship out the dark matter crystals. The water, we need more of. How we're gonna do that? Not sure. we're gonna use some of the copper for casings and then ship the rest on a train. We're gonna have to use some sand to convert into quartz and then ship the rest. Coal, we'll ship about 1,000 per minute over. Then I have like 4,000 limestone and I have no idea what to do with it. Maybe just make it into concrete, put it into a dimensional depot. I don't know. All of the sulfur will be shipped. We're gonna use the rest of the Caterium for crystal oscillators, blah, 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 blah. And then yeah, most of the aluminum is going to be used for the casings. Oh, very confusing, am I right? Oh, and did I mention the amount of machines we have to build for this? I don't think I did. You see, 420 crystal oscillators per minute? Big number. It's about 90 fully overclocked manufacturers. Not to mention like everything else. Or like the whole oil setup we still have to build. Or aluminum stuff. And your guess is as good as mine as to where the heck we're gonna fit in another giant train into this very, very busy base. So yeah, things are about to get very crazy. Precisely right now. Things are gonna get crazy right now. Because as I was doing a bunch of belt work and kind of running around a bit today, I noticed I'd built this train track, I don't know, eons ago. A gift from past Kibs. And oh, would you look at that? It's not being used for anything right now. Unfortunately, it's not a big enough station for the thousands of items we need to ship across the world. However, maybe we could ship all of the oil and water we need in fluid cars. Kibitz, are you being for real right now? Are you about to build a fluid train? You said fluid trains are not good, Kibitz. Why would you do this? Well, I'm right. Fluid trains, honestly, not great. But this is a very, very, very particular situation where we have a train station ready to go here, and we really don't need that many fluids. So a fluid train actually works out, as crazy as it is to say. Plus, with Satisfactory 1.2, they're buffed a bit, so the freight platforms can hold more fluids, and the fluid freight cars can hold more material as well. So hey, at least there's that. And another nice thing is this train track that leads outside of our base goes right out to the coast over that way. Like just straight down here and then along the edge of the map out towards kind of like our Starforge area, which has oil. So although we have a lot to do, what we can at least get started with is getting the final items we need for production. And where is my beautiful black gold? Did I just leave it in some pipes right over here? That I did. So one of these pipes will have to go to a train station. No biggie. Where do we want to have that train station? Well, definitely not along this track. This track is very busy with all of the copper powder trains run throughout the world. And our main base is over in that direction, right? Like there's a space elevator, and right behind the cliffs is our main base. So you know what? We could build the train station kind of off in the corner here. We'll set up some water extractors somewhere. Train will fit in right here. And yeah, this is a very good idea. So main station right there. And then we really have to get a lot of fluid freight platforms in here. I do not want to make the mistake I made with all of the belts earlier in our old trains. And I want to make sure this train has lots of capacity. So for the 600 crude oil per minute we need to bring over, I want there to be 2 fluid freight platforms available for it. So these 2 will be oil. The others will be for water, because we're going to be shipping water as well. There is no water anywhere near our main base here. We used all the water here, there, here, everywhere. There's no water. We're shipping it over. And we have 8 freight platforms back at the base. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, no, I think we have 7. Oh, that's not a good number. Okay, well, 2 freight platforms have to be used for oil. 2 for 600 water per minute, another 2 for 600 water per minute. Technically, we need this one to bring, only 300 water per minute, right? So yeah, 1 freight platform should be able to do that, and then we're good to go. We just have to set up the rest of it. Yeah, super easy, right? Well, it definitely could have been easy if I just got the water from like next to the train station, but I didn't think that was super aesthetically pleasing. So instead, did something different. Kind of went on a little bit of a journey and brought the water pipes all through the cliffs here underneath this train track so I could just build some water extractors next to the ones that are already here. It just fits in more aesthetically, right? Versus having the Starforge there and then just, you know, little ducklings sitting around. Yeah, just not a fan. So yeah, the pipe work took a little bit longer than expected, but it looks cool. I'm happy with this. And what's even better is I'm not skimping out this time. We have fluid buffers going into the freight platforms, so they're all good. The oil has its 2 freight platforms at the front here, and everything is ready to head on out. And back at base here, when everything gets delivered, I did not skimp out this time. Again, I am not having throughput issues, especially with the liquids, so things are a little deranged, very deranged. What happens is, for each of the fluid cars, in order to like practically guarantee we're getting the fluids out, I use a pipe to get 300 fluids per minute out of the fluid station. That goes over into a buffer, mission critically. From the buffer, there is a valve to prevent backflow, making sure this is always empty. Then we pump things together. It combines with what should be another 300 pipe. Again, we have valves everywhere, so no backflow. And all the material, with its proper amounts, goes out this way to the rest of our factory. And even crazier news, actually. This is far, far more overkill than I even thought. We have 1 fluid freight platform that's actually bringing 600 water per minute. We only needed 300, but I was like, you know what? Let's just try 600. So yeah, I tested out the numbers. And it turns out that the train can handle the throughput. I hooked this up into a temporary system, just making concrete. I just yoinked some of the limestone off of this line, put it into here to make wet concrete that uses limestone and water. And I just wanted to use up water to see if the pipes, or especially this buffer, would empty out. And no, everything was fine. I tested it for like 2 hours and we are good. Trust me, we are good. Now, what do we do with those items? Well, again, we gotta bring them upstairs. So that was the next step. Went over to the wall over here, scooted through all of the subfloors over by our truck stations to have everything go even further beyond, through even more floors and more floors, all the way to our great pit here, where we have all of our stuff. And I just used a back wall to bring the water pipes out over that way and to our project area. But as for the oil, I was going to bring it up there as well, but I kind of just stopped right here because I was looking at the side of this base and I'm like, I see a floor. I see a floor there. I see a floor here. I see some floor space down there. That is an oil setup if I've ever seen one. Future Kibs, you're welcome. It'll be a lot of fun. But all right, everything is ready to go. Items on deck. Plans are made. And next time, we just have to build like, 100 manufacturers and 1,000 other machines. So we're ready to rock and roll. Well, that's gonna be all for now. So remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. And until then, have a fantastic rest of your day, and bye-bye.